Arizona Cardinals traveling to Dallas to take on the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football, Week 9 in the NFL. My name is Steven. We got your best bets video for this game. We're going to have 2 player props and a spread pick that I think are great value bets here for this Cardinals-Cowboys game. Let's lock in and get a sweep here on Monday Night Football.
Well, my presence isn't real. It's another bad one like this is scale. It's straight fire. All my bets straight from. You're in the house that Cap made now. Straight fire.
As always, my friends, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button for me. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Appreciate all of your guys' support as always. Let's lock in and make some money here on Monday Night Football. That is the goal anyway. So, excited for this game. It should be a high-scoring game. The total here is set in the 50s for this one. It should be a very entertaining game to watch. That's at least what the books are thinking. So we'll hop on that in a minute. I don't have a recap for you. Obviously, because we're recording this video early, in advance, obviously, of our Sunday results. So I don't know how we did on Sunday yet. Hopefully, we had a great NFL Sunday, and we made some money on Sunday for you. And we can continue that momentum and close out the week very well as well. We had a great Thursday night. We swept Thursday Night Football, so hopefully things are going well on Sunday as well. That is the hope. Make sure you guys check out all of our links down below. Down below in the pinned comment. Let's see, social media, membership, merchandise, that's all down below in the pinned comment and the description. You guys can check out all those things if you guys are interested. Don't forget to drop your favorite pick also down below for this game. Put a star or an asterisk next to your pick, and we'll include your pick in our comment capper section that we do. We'll have our full recap from week number 9 in our Thursday Night Football video next week. We'll go over all results, all the comment cappers. It's usually a pretty big recap section. It's fun to do, though. So make sure you guys don't forget to drop your favorite pick down below. Without further ado, my friends, it's time to make some money. Let's get after it here on Monday Night Football and get this sweep, guys. Let's get right into our picks. At number 1, we're going with the Dallas Cowboys. -3 spread here versus the Arizona Cardinals. We're going -115 odds on Fanatics. So I realize this has got to be a very public play. Because you see the Cowboys are just 3-point favorites at home, and you're like, man, that just feels too good to be true. Versus the Arizona Cardinals with a backup quarterback starting in Jacoby Prescott. Well, I'm biting because honestly, here's my thing. I think the Cowboys offense, especially when they're healthy with CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Jake Ferguson, Javonte Williams, all these guys are playing. They're just too much to deal with for any defense, especially in Jerry's world. I think it's just too much to handle. We've seen that versus the Packers. They played very well versus Green Bay, got the cover there. Their offense put up big numbers, obviously, versus the Giants, and that come from behind victory there as well. So they light it up in Dallas, and I think they're going to light Arizona up as well. Despite Arizona having a decent defense, I think there's definitely holes in this defense, particularly the middle of the defense that I think they could exploit. And I think the Cowboys are going to put up a big number here as well. I just can't trust the Cardinals consistently drive to match what the Cowboys are going to do. And I think that's the biggest problem that I have here, resoluting here with the Cardinals, is I like Jacoby Brissett. I mean, he's honestly played pretty well since he's come in. But, drive in, drive out, it's hard to trust the consistency of this Arizona offense just because, there is a lack of continuity, obviously, at the quarterback position. But also just as far as their weapons across the board, they're kind of limited. It's Marvin Harrison Jr. at wide receiver, and it's Trey McBride at tight end. And outside of that, that's pretty much it. The Cowboys, you got CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Jake Ferguson, Javonte Williams is having a career year. They have a lot of playmakers, and even some of their backup receivers are halfway decent. Jalen Tolbert, Cavante Turpin, those guys can ball too. So I think just drive to drive, I trust the Cowboys more. At home, like I said, they are 2-1 against the spread with a plus 8.5 differential. I love seeing the differential that high. That means the books kind of have judged them poorly at home. They haven't gotten it right, which I like seeing that. And I think, like I said, I think the Cowboys get this done at home and they get the win. I think their offense is just going to be too much. So, love it there for number 1 pick, guys. We got the Dallas Cowboys -3 spread here versus the Arizona Cardinals. -115 odds here on Fanatics. Okay, and at number 2, we're going Zay Jones. Over 20.5 receiving yards here for the Arizona Cardinals. We got plus 105 odds on Fanatics. I didn't talk a lot about Dallas's defense because, simply put, they're not that great. They're pretty piss poor. But like I said, we talked about the consistency factor of the offenses. I think Zay Jones, though, is going to be able to find some holes in this Cowboys defense. Last 2 games, he's cashed with Jacoby Brissett with 79 and 67 receiving yards, which is obviously fantastic. Averaging 5 targets per game. So I love seeing that. You got 8 targets in that game there versus the Colts, and then 2 last game, which obviously wasn't great, but he's still got 67 receiving yards. So obviously this guy can make big plays. And where the big problem has been for Dallas is giving up the big play to kind of off wide receiver, the guy that you don't really expect. Last week it was Franklin of the Broncos. It wasn't Cortland Sutton. Sutton just narrowly cashed his line. So initially I thought about Marvin Harrison Jr. and I'm like, well, if he's going up against Deron Bland, I don't love that as much. I want the secondary guy, or the second or the third guy, depending on which one I like more. It came down to Wilson and Zay Jones here, and I ended up liking Jones more because Jacoby's been throwing him the ball. Like I said, 5 targets per game, and they've had a connection, which I like. Zay Jones kind of fits that model, though, for making the big play down the field, which is what the Cowboys give up. They gave up so many big plays this season. And last week, it was on display once again in Denver to Franklin, the wide receiver there for the Broncos. So I think that happens once again. If you look at the history, it's played out that way for Zay Jones versus the Cowboys. Last 2 times he's played the Cowboys, he's put up 59 and 109 receiving yards, which I love seeing that. So I think there's going to be a lot of throwing in this one, obviously. Jacoby and company are going to have to throw the ball a lot to keep up with Dallas. I was initially going to take Jacoby's passing line. The reason why I didn't is because there's a report out that Kyler Murray is going to potentially suit up. He may have a role. I don't want to mess around with that. If I don't know what's going on for sure, they might sub him in, play him some drives. You don't want to take that type of chance because then your passing prop is cooked. You have no chance because it's already a pretty big prop to catch. You got to get over 240 passing yards, and that's gonna be hard to do if both quarterbacks are suiting up. You don't want to mess around. You want to take a receiving prop at that point. And Zay Jones isn't going to be doing anything different with another receiver on the Cardinals. His packages are his packages, and he's gonna. And like I said, he's only got to get 21 receiving yards. There's probably just 1 catch for Zay Jones, which, like I said, he should be able to get the sun. And for plus value, give me the plus value too. I love the plus value. So, love it there, guys, for number 2 pick. We got Zay Jones over 20.5 receiving yards here for the Arizona Cardinals. Plus 105 odds on Fanatics. Okay, and finally at number 3, we got Jake Ferguson. Over 40.5 receiving yards here for the Dallas Cowboys. We're going minus 105 odds here on Fanatics. First game unit here. This was pretty much just about the matchup. And you combine that with the fact that Ferguson is a very highly targeted tight end. Now, if you look at his receiving lines, he hasn't put up huge receiving yard games outside of a couple games there versus the Bears and versus the Giants. He's had a couple big ones. 78 receiving yards versus the Giants, 82 versus the Bears. I think he could have a game somewhat close to that. I think he could get at least 60 here. In this particular matchup, the Cardinals ranked 29th in receiving yards allowed to tight ends. And what just happened? CeeDee Lamb came back, which is great for Jake Ferguson in the long run. Because obviously it takes the defense cannot focus on him. You got George Pickens and you got CeeDee Lamb lined up. They're going to have their hands full in the secondary with those guys. Ferguson should be able to operate where the holes have been versus this Arizona defense. Which is what I'm expecting. Like I said, this dude's averaging 7.4 targets per game. So on his targets in this one, he should get more yards per catch in this type of a matchup because it is a great matchup. Ferguson's gonna get looks, and I think there'll be more of the bigger variety here in this one. I don't mind Schoonmaker too. Schoonmaker's line was like 7.5. I don't mind that look either. Schoonmaker basically to get 1 catch. I don't mind that either. Tight ends in this game. Particularly for the Cowboys here, I think are going to be at a premium. I think it's something you want to look at here. I think it'll be obviously very good here. Like I said, CD being back, his 2 biggest games, CD was on the field for those games versus the Giants and the Bears. Bears is the game he went down for what it's worth, but like I said, still at 78 there versus the Giants. So I love what CD brings to the offense, and obviously the attention he garners is unlike anyone else. CD may just be on the outside cooking, but I like Ferguson in the matchup to get the clean looks and be able to take advantage of the matchup. So love that for number 3 pick, guys. We got Jake Ferguson over 40.5 receiving yards here for the Dallas Cowboys. We got minus 105 odds here on Fanatics. All right, guys, that is it for our picks. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button for me. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Appreciate all of your guys' support as always. Let's lock in and make some money on Monday night. Outside of that, guys, that will do it for me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. We're actually going to be doing a live stream for this game. So if you guys want to come out, hang out with us, sweat out the bets with us, we'll be doing that kind of thing. We'll have the bets up on the screen. And we'll be doing game audio and a watch party. It's usually a lot of fun. And it's always a good time. So if you guys want to come out, hang out at that, you're more than welcome to. Outside of that, that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you next time. Peace out.